Hi everyone, thank you for joining. We're just waiting for a couple of minutes for everybody to be let in, and then we can start the presentation.
Merhabalar herkese. Hepiniz IF Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Brunel University of London ile Londra'da eğitim hakkında öğrenmeniz gereken tüm detayları Karen'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı soru cevap bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Karen, the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for everyone joining today. I'm just going to share my presentation with you. It should take around sort of 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes, and then it will give us time for any questions that you may have. So I won't be able to see the questions whilst I'm doing the presentation, but we can cover these at the end as well. Oh, so bear with me one moment. Great. Okay, so let's start off with this. Say, my name is Karen. I'm the International Regional Manager at Brunel University of London. So my presentation today is just to give you an overview about Brunel and all the opportunities that are available to you. So I usually start off by saying that obviously when you're trying to decide of a university, I usually try and break it down to three basic questions. So the first question is for you to think about is where would you like to study? Whether it's a city or a town or a rural area, and how important is that to you? The second thing would be about the environment of the university. So not only by the size of the university, is it a campus-based university with everything on the one site? It might be a split site campus, so you're traveling across town from one place to the other. And what's the support, facilities, and do they meet your needs? And the third, but not final one, is about the subject. What would you like to study? Obviously, lots of universities will say offer business and management, but when you're looking at the modules and the structure, they will vary from university to university. So let's start off with those three questions in mind. Where is Brunel? So Brunel, if you haven't heard of us, we are located in the west of London. We are around 20 minutes away from Heathrow Airport by car, and our local station is Uxbridge. There's another tube line there as well. It can take you into central London within around about 40 minutes to an hour. Obviously depends on what part of London you're interested in going in. So at Brunel, we are a campus-based university. So what that means, everything's on that one site. So not only are your lectures, the library, the lab spaces, coffee shops, places to eat, sports facilities, but what is key is our accommodation is also on campus. So either side of campus that you might be able to see on this map is the accommodation blocks. And it's all guaranteed accommodation for our first year students. Being a campus-based university, it just gives it a nice community feel because everything's in that one place, especially with all the clubs and societies that are going on. But around sort of 5 minutes bus ride away from campus, you can be in Uxbridge Town Centre, where the shopping centres and the bars and the restaurants are, and you can get, as I say, a tube into central London very easily. So excellent access. So on to studying at Brunel. So we offer a wide range of subjects at the university. So we're broken into sort of 4 colleges at the university. So the first one is our Brunel Business School. So we cover things like the business and management. We do marketing, international business, subject areas around that, entrepreneurship as it's indicated here. And then we have kind of the economics and finance programs, finance and accounting, business finance within that school. So lots of different subjects within that. For our College of Arts, Law and Social Sciences, again, a wide range of different subjects that you can study at the university. So you do have things like, you know, your criminology, but you also have creative writing. Law is a big one at the university as well. And then we have like international politics and things like that, and theatre. On to our third college is the College of Engineering, Design and Physical Sciences. So that covers things like aerospace engineering, mechanical and automotive engineering, but then you have your computer science programs, which offer pathway programs within sort of AI, cybersecurity, around that as well. And our design school is with the engineering department. So product engineering, project design, industrial design, areas as well. And then our fourth college is the College of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences. So I guess the key ones to point out are maybe things like biomedical sciences, where you can focus on, say, biochemistry at undergraduate level. We have a medicine program as well. But a great one is our psychology program as well. And for our master's students, we've just launched a new master's program in clinical psychology, which will be starting this September, which we're very excited about. And I can tell you a little bit more now about the structure of the courses, how it works in the UK, if you're not familiar to us. So for a UK education system, you do study in a wide range of ways. So yes, you have your theoretical knowledge, where you will be going to lectures and finding out sort of an overview about that subject area. And then you'll have your practical element. Now that could be either, like some examples here, law students, we have a moot court on campus or a mock courtroom. So what you're learning in your classroom is your lectures, you'll go to the moot court. You could be acting on behalf of a claimant in a defense or a defendant in a mock trial. So very much like role play, that you're putting it into practice. But we've got here other examples from the lab areas for our biomedical sciences students, obviously extracting the DNA from different modules and things like that. You have our engineering students, where you also have access to a flight simulator and a supersonic wind tunnel as well. With our film and TV, our design programs, you have the latest technology with the cameras and green screen rooms. So yeah, very much hands-on experience whilst you're studying at university. Then you may have smaller group project works or seminar with other students. So for instance, our business management students, they could be working together as part of a team to come up with a new business proposal, putting a presentation together and then doing the presentation to the academics and the other students. So very much getting those soft skills, like your report writing, it's the teamwork and things like that, and communication skills. And then the final thing is, at a UK university, you're all assigned a personal tutor, and that will help with your own personal objectives and your goals, and somebody to go to if there wasn't something you understood in the lecture or you needed a little bit more support. Go to them. They can help support and guide you through your studies. Now, everyone says about their facilities and support, I guess, and the great supports we have. We've talked about things like the law, the moot court. You have our health team have dedicated rooms, facilities to help support students with their learning, with occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and, you know, there's things like we have aging suits. So you put on the suit, you can feel like it would be if you had limited mobility and things like that. And they have immersive rooms as well. So you're learning whilst you're studying. We have a great indoor athletics track. So one big thing for us, and we are excellent at track and field. American football as well is coming up with our teams. But you have the access to the gyms, to the indoor sprint track. But 5 minutes up the road, we have UEFA football pitches, competition athletics track, tennis courts, rugby pitches there for you to use and to join in on. And then for our libraries, you all have an assistive person in your subject area that can help find all that support and guidance you need, whether that's digital or books for your own resources for your studies. Another key support for us is our student hub, and they are dedicated student advisors. And so if you've got any questions or any concerns, go to the hub. They can help support you and give you guidance, whatever you need. So any questions you have, they're there to help you. And then finally, we have our student professional development team, which we'll come on to now, which I think, again, is another great support for students, because it helps support you whilst you're studying to ensure. One of our ethos is we want to get you ready to work. We want you to be successful in that chosen career pathway. So not only by designing the courses to help you through your studies that will lead you on to being successful in your career, the student professional development team have dedicated careers advisors. They work with you with your CV writing, interview techniques. We also, at the university, over 95% of our courses have a work placement option. So if you're not familiar with the structure, so degree programs in the UK undergraduate level are 3-year degree programs. With a work placement opportunity, you can be working 1 year full time, and then you would come back for your final study. So you would study year 1 and year 2. 3rd year, you're in industry for a year, working full time, earning a salary. Gaining links with industries really helps focus you on your career pathway, and then you come back for that final year. But more and more of our courses at master's level also have either an internship or opportunities to work whilst you're studying. Some of our courses have embedded a 1-year full-time placement at the end of the master's program as well. And again, you'll have a dedicated careers advisor to support you in you finding that placement. It's very easy by booking appointments with them. But the team actually run great events throughout the year. So they offer careers fairs, workshops, webinars, networking events. So again, you're engaging with companies all the time whilst you're studying. And then we have access to lots of job opportunities. So they have databases where students can look to see where they can apply for those jobs. And they run the job shop. So if you wanted to work whilst you study, you can. They'll advertise all the jobs on campus as well as in the local area. We normally recommend students working there more than 15 hours a week during the term time. So you can get your work-life studies balance right. And then you can work full-time in the holidays. Another addition that we have to the team is our Brunel Language Centre. Not only do they run the English in-sessional English language classes, so if you're not confident or comfortable with your English abilities, you can have one-to-one meetings with them or attend a workshop to help with your essay writing, presentation skills and things like that. But they also run free modern language classes as well. So once you register with us, you can then sign up to the modern languages. So for instance, Mandarin, Italian, Spanish as alternative languages there. So what we've been finding is for students that have chosen a placement year, they do usually achieve higher degree classifications and better career outcomes, and get significantly higher graduate salaries if they've done that, because they've already, whilst they've been studying, they're gaining that work experience within that career pathway to help support them for after they've graduated. And as a summary, so the student professional development team, you have access to that first class coaching and mentoring and networking with all the different events that they put on. We have access to thousands of companies across all sectors as well. And then it gives you a guidance on an average Brunel salary after students have graduated, just under £29,000 per year. So our Brunel graduates earn around 13% more graduates than other London universities. Now, we've said about studying hard, working hard. Always say you've got to have fun as well. It's all part of university life. So whether you want to do something familiar to you, whether it's a sports activity, whether you want to compete, or whether you want to do that for fun, or try something out new, you're definitely part of university life. You're making friends from all over the world. You might fancy doing some volunteer work in the local area, be involved in any events that are going on. So for our entry requirements for students, so for our Turkish students, we do consider the diploma from your high school. It depends on the course of what grades we look for, but we look for average grades from year 10 to year 12. So as an example, if you're looking at, say, aerospace engineering, we may ask for 80% overall from year 10 to year 12 in your high school diploma. But then we'll look at 80% in your math and your science subject, again from year 10 to year 12. For postgraduate students, again, it will vary from the institution you've studied at. But as a grade range, as a UK 2.2 degree, it could be varies from a 2.4 to a GPA of 3. And then for English language, we do accept quite a wide range of English language qualifications. So if you're an undergraduate student, the key ones may be, the GCSEs, the IB, if you're doing IB, IELTS, but we also run a Brunel English language test as well, which is an online test. Throughout the year, we may offer free online testing for offer holders. And once a year, I come to visit Turkey and we do an in-person English language test as well. Then if you've studied at one of the universities listed here and you were taught 100% in the medium of English, that would meet the English language requirements for us. You wouldn't necessarily need to have IELTS. But all the qualifications, all the equivalencies you can find on the course pages there. So for some finance information as a guideline, so on the left-hand side, you'll see guidance. How much does it cost to live in the UK whilst you study? Now, remember, it's a guideline only because all students have different requirements and needs, but it's a great starting point for your budgeting. And that information can be found on the UCAS website there. For fees, you'll find on our course pages or list what the tuition fees are for this year. So it does vary from course to course. If you're looking at a laboratory-based subject, it's a higher fee to a social science subject there as well. But we do offer scholarships every year. So currently our scholarship that we offer for this academic year, we have an International Vice Chancellor Scholarship. So depending on what your grade is, you may be eligible to a £6,000 discount off your tuition fees. For other students, it might be a £4,000 discount off the tuition fees, are the key ones that we're offering for this year. And then for accommodation, so we talked about the accommodation is on campus. Again, what you'll find is reasonably priced. So some rooms, most of them are en suite rooms. And they will vary from like £180 per week. And then we have some studio flats for couples, and that's £230 per week. So again, it gives a guideline there of the different fees that we have at the university for our accommodation fees. So definitely check out the website. It's great because you can narrow it down by your preferences. So we have undergraduate halls for all the undergraduate students, and we have postgraduate halls as well. And you can find in the rents and contracts how much would it cost per year, and then broken down into the 3 installments or 4 installments if you're a postgraduate student. But we offer so many types of accommodation. I think the key thing is it's guaranteed, as I said earlier, for all first-year students. You can apply for accommodation for your second and your final year if you're an undergraduate student. Priority is always given to a first-year student, but that is a good backup plan if you're wanting to continue to live on campus. So say you've seen the map, you've seen our area. So it's no more than 10 minutes walk throughout campus from one side of campus to the other. And the safety and security of all our halls is that all students are given their own swipe card for their own hall, for their own floor, and then they have a key for their own room. You normally share, you'd have your own private bathroom normally, and you'll share your kitchen facilities between about sort of 8 students. But if you've got a friend in another hall, they can't get in unless you let them in. Again, another support that we offer, we have, they call them Res Life Team. So you have current students that help settle you in, make the best experience whilst you're living on campus. And they normally do little activities throughout the first week. So again, you can build the friends within your hall. Now, unfortunately, the video doesn't work. We've tried the sound earlier, so we're going to share in the chat the link. So again, it really summarizes why, choose Brunel and what students thought of it about Brunel and why they chose us. So, to summarize, why Brunel? So I think one is our campus. It's our one campus university community. Everything's on the one site that you could need, and it's all in easy reach of central London. Preparing your future. So I think the opportunities that we give to our students, we want to get you ready to work. We want you to be successful at the your chosen career pathway. So definitely use all that free support guidance whilst you're studying at the university. And then we're an international diverse community, so you can be part of that coming to study at Brunel. So if you're interested, don't forget to connect with us. So we have things like the open days, undergraduate and postgraduate open days. As everyone is, we're all on the social media, so you can follow us on that. We have on our website our Brunel On Demand, so it has nice little tasters of the subject areas and the courses that we offer at the university, so you can follow that. And definitely chat to our students. So we have a uni buddy system, so ask them any questions that you're interested in finding out more about Brunel or about the course. So thank you for listening. As I say, my email address is there, so you can always reach out to me personally as well if you have any specific questions in mind. But for the time being, I'm going to stop sharing. Hopefully that's been of help and been useful to you, to give you that short little flavour about Brunel and what we can offer at our university. Oh, and I see there's quite a lot of questions and things, so bear with me one moment. So perfect. I think I answered the question about if you completed your undergraduate degree entirely of English, would that be valid for our master's degree language proficiency? Hopefully you can reach out to us again at the end. So there are certain universities within Turkey that we are mindful you're 100% taught in the medium of English. We just need evidence of that. Normally the universities provide that, don't they, or it's on your transcripts, so that would meet our English language requirements. And that assessment normally takes place when you've made an application. And if you want to question it afterwards, if IELTS has been put as part of the condition, just drop us an email. We can follow that up and just do a double check in case there has been a mistake that's been made. Great, so let's start going through those questions from other students. So when is the accommodation application deadline for postgraduate students? Now, interestingly, we open up accommodation from the portal from around sort of Easter time. So you can, even though you've got a conditional offer, you can set up that application. You can do your research and check out the different halls, see where you'd like to be living whilst you're at the university. You can then put down your preferences. Nothing will happen until your offer is unconditional, and they'll start allocating usually about July, August time. But we guarantee the accommodation right up until sort of the end of August. But I always say, try and prepare yourself earlier. So if you know you've got an offer at Brunel, you're interested in Brunel, start working through those processes earlier, because then it'll be a smoother process when you come to the September time. But what they'll do is accommodation will send you a contract, request a deposit that you would then need to pay to secure your place. So hopefully that's answered that question. Now on to the next one. Oh, if you'd give one piece of advice to someone applying to this university next year, what would it be? Oh, I think it is about doing that research. I think it's looking at the right fit of university for you. I always say try and prepare yourself earlier. As I said about the accommodation, is definitely look at if you're interested in the university, then obviously you apply for the course, ask the questions, think what's important to you, look at the modules that you'll be studying. Are they of interest to you? work out kind of the costs and things like that. If you can come to the UK, then I would always recommend, I always think it's the best thing to do, check out the universities. So I guess that's one big piece of advice. Once you've got your chosen universities, if you can come to the UK, I know it's not possible for everyone, I would recommend to do so. Alternatively, there's lots of events going on like IFT, things like that. I'm usually out in Turkey. If you can come to one of the events and you see that Brunel is going to be attending, reach out to us, meet us. It more like be me, it might be an academic, but it's a good way of then chatting to that person to answer any questions you have. So the next question is, do you have special scholarships for Turkish students? So we always set our fees and funding 1 year in advance. So currently this year, we don't have special scholarships for Turkish students. We have those scholarships for international students generally. So again, depending on what your grade is, what university you've studied at, you may be eligible to a £6,000 scholarship, or if a postgraduate student, or a £4,000 for a postgraduate student. If you're an undergraduate student, we had an undergraduate international excellence scholarship this year. Again, that might be reviewed. I don't know if you're looking at this year. Unfortunately, if it's this year, we have now closed the scholarships for undergraduate levels. But if you're looking for next year, keep an eye out when you're doing, when you're making your application. We may have new ones when we, in sort of September, October time, we'll hopefully finalise those then. But for what you'll find is with any of our scholarships that we do offer, if we see that you may be eligible, you'll see it on your offer letter. Oh, what support does Brunel provide to international students? Great question. So there's so much support that you have for that free support, I think. It's very much, I don't know what support you're looking for, but as I say, we have the Student Hub. It's a bit like a one-stop shop for any questions, inquiries that you have, whether that's well-being, finance, or anything, you've got the team there. If it's on the academic side, we have two types of teams that also help support you through your academic journey as well. We're here to guide you through so you are successful in your degree. We have the personal tutors as well. So again, academically, reach out to them. Don't ever be afraid to ask a question or reach out. We're here to support you throughout your studies. So hopefully that has helped. Okay, so the next question, just trying to scroll down now. Oh. Perfect. Hi, I think it name's Ursin. Great, I'm pleased that you enjoyed the presentation. So what makes an application stand out during the admissions review process? So what you'll find is we're looking at academic abilities, but we're also looking at your personal statement. So if you're an undergraduate student, then it's that personal statement within your UCAS application. Now, for a UK university, we're more focused on why are you choosing the course, what you want to achieve from the course. Have you got the interest there behind it to understand it's the right fit for you? But also then the smaller part is about extracurricular activities. We like to see you're an all-rounded person. For master's students, because they're more specific one-year master's programs, then we're looking definitely personal statements very much about why you're choosing the course, what you want to achieve from the course there as well. Why are you choosing Brunel specifically? Unfortunately, at undergraduate level, you can't because you've got your 5 choices of universities, you can't highlight a university, and that's why it's very focused on the subject. But for a postgraduate, you indicate about why us specifically. So I hope that is of help, Ersan. So, Razan, I think, how does the university help international students secure internships and graduate jobs in the UK? So, as I mentioned earlier, the student development team, so definitely use their services, you know, because you have dedicated careers advisors there. They will support you by showing you where all the job adverts are. They will support you with your CV writing, your interview techniques. They know what companies are looking for, but on the same hand, companies know what to look for, what to expect from a Brunel student. We can't obviously guarantee the placement years or the internships because you've got to be successful at interview, but definitely use that free support and guidance there. Now, our team also supports students up to 3 years after you've graduated. So it's not like you've studied with us, you've done your degree, off you go. No, if you're still trying to find that job, then definitely use the free services and support there. I do talk quite a lot, but bear with me. So just a really good example of this. I've got a couple of examples. One is a student who was looking for a part-time job. She was trying to apply by herself and wasn't getting anywhere. Then she came across the student development team. She worked with them. The next job, she was successful at the interview. And then we've just had a most recent one within our psychology department. It was a student that studied the Bachelor's of Psychology. She did her placement year within a company within the HR department. And then she was graduating and she was finding that she was applying for jobs after she graduated and again wasn't very successful with that. But she then chatted to our head of department, her actual personal tutor, who then helped her and pointed out a couple of jobs. And one was with Tesla. And it was a lot higher salary. And she was like, oh, I'm just applying for a graduate, the graduate level. Well, she decided she would apply. She was successful. So her salary was twice what she would have been earning as a graduate student. So the possibilities are there. So also have faith in yourself, use that support, and you will be successful. Now, this is a very good question, is about what percentage of international graduates find employment in the UK after they graduate. I heard it's hard to find these days after graduation. To be fair, is that it's hard for everyone. So whether you're a home student, a European student, international student, it's gaining that experience. I guess the thing is, it's difficult because you may not hear a response the first time round. Or as I gave the example for the psychology student, she'd been applying for these graduate jobs, hadn't been successful. One of the key things I would say is within doing a placement year, you do at least have the opportunity to connect with a company. If you're successful in that placement year, they're more likely to offer you a job after you graduated. So also, go to the events that the student development team put on. Do the networking. It builds your experience, communication skills, gaining that guidance for you to give you a broader opportunity after you've graduated. So yeah, I'm not denying that it can be hard to find a job, but I think it's about using any sort of free support guidance you get whilst you're at university, any networking events and things like that, maybe, helps you stand you in more of a positive opportunity there. Could you tell me more about the scholarships to the MBA? So We have the two scholarships we've offered, and it's a great question. I don't know if we have an MBA this year. I need to find that out for you. So obviously reach out to me after this, but usually you can go onto our scholarships page. You can, where you do the finances, you can filter by study level and then location. It should list all the scholarships that we actually offer. Okay. So we've got a student that is an associate degree graduate. Can I still apply for accounting and business management? If yes, what is the requirements? I think with the associate degree graduate, I presume it's a USA associate degree, and we do consider those students. I think it will depend on the transcripts, what you've studied in that, in order to make a full assessment. So again, I will put in the chat in a moment, and you can contact me by email with the details, and I can provide a bit more information there as well. And it goes for anybody. If there are specific questions that I haven't answered fully that you want to know, then do reach out to me. So last question that's here at the moment is that how easy is it for international students to find part-time work or internship? So I would say it's very similar to looking for a graduate job or any job, which I mentioned earlier, is definitely you have as much chance as the next person. Yes, use that free support guidance. We advertise, so once students enrolled on campus, they can then have access to all the part-time jobs that are on campus, as well as in the local area. So there are opportunities there. So whether you become a student ambassador and then you help support, attend events or give campus tours, things like that, those are the opportunities, as well as different areas. Yes, you are competing against all the other students, but again, you know, if you're not successful in the, you know, to start off with, then definitely reach out, see whether you need to update your CV, or whether, you know, looking at your interview skills and things like that. So hopefully I've answered all the questions. Let me put in my chat my email address. Again, you can reach out to me at any time there as well. So I think that was all the questions that
thank you very much for the great presentation, Karen. And we had a lot of questions. You covered them all. Thank you for your answers as well.
Great.
And
that's great.
I would like to thank the participants in Turkish too. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı olmuştur. Brunel University of London ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden Karen'a her zaman ulaşabilirsiniz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Karen. It was a pleasure to have you in our IFT Talks.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.